What if I told you your past does not define your future? Today, we're going to talk about forgiveness. It's specifically self forgiveness. All right. I'm Marcella from Crank It Up Coaching, and Yvette and I have joined together to bring you these episodes on Soul Fuel Sanctuary, where we talk about self-love. I pause for a second because I am talking to myself on this computer versus talking into the camera. But anyway, hi y'all. And so Yvette, introduce yourself, please.
Hi, everyone. Again, Soul Fuel Sanctuary. I'm Yvette Carrion of Pivot Point Life Coaching and Trainings. And another interesting topic, as always, is self forgiveness. Interesting, thoughtful, introspective, and we don't usually do it. We are so hard on ourselves. And so, how do we let go of our past mistakes? That's a question.
Yes, it is. It is. Well, as we've said in the past, that we're human, so we're going to make mistakes, right? And I do not like to consider my mistakes. I like to, which is a reframe, right? How you think about it.
Yeah.
And, mistakes, failures as learning opportunities, for one. And as we talked about before, we can be so hard on ourselves. We can talk about woulda, coulda, shoulda stuff and then repeat it in our mind like a hamster wheel, just going around, around, and around. And, that is just not good because really you are stuck. You're
Mm.
stuck and you're stuck in the past. And guess what? We can't really do anything about the past, but we can do something about the future. And and the now, because we really should be living in the now. What is going on now? And if your mind continues to drift back to what happened in the past, you haven't forgiven yourself. So,
Yeah.
what do you have to say
I
about this topic, Yvette?
I love this topic. It actually resonates with me as well about self-forgiveness. And when we ruminate about the past, it holds us. It's like we are chaining ourselves to a past that we cannot change instead of learning from it and then unpacking what the good things that we can learn from it and how to move forward and share it with the people around us and
Yeah,
then move forward. As I remember this huge rock that felt like a weight on my shoulder of the past mistakes. And I felt like it's there and I cannot let go of it. And I had to ask myself, why can I not let go of it? And the answer was really self-forgiveness. I've not forgiven myself. So the moment that I became self-aware, I decided to remove that rock. Actually, it's a boulder. I place it on the floor and I use it as a stepping stone to look forward. I said, okay, this is more empowering. So, we gotta choose how we deal with our life, with our mistakes in the past. Actually, when somebody asks me, is there any regret that you have done in your life? I always say there are no regrets because for me, the mistakes I realized after that big boulder that I could use as a stepping stone instead of putting it on my shoulder, I realized that regrets, mistakes are all learning points. And so it's beautiful when you look at it that way, you shift that way, reframe it that way. And what can I learn from that mistake? And how can I be a better person from that mistake? again, goes back to self-awareness and that we are not perfect. We are people. We are work in progress as long as we live.
Yes, that is so true, Yvette. And you know what it brings to my mind is the saying that says, if I knew then what I know now. And so a lot of our mistakes is we make them out of ignorance. We make them because we don't know any better. And so instead of beating yourself up, instead of me beating myself up because of a mistake that I've made in the past, a lot of times basically like I love that it was a big boulder on your shoulder and now it's a stepping stone. And that's what we have to do because all of us have made mistakes. But the difference is that some people see their mistake, learn from it, and move on when other people are stuck. They're stuck in that mistake, so they can't progress. So, what we want you to do is acknowledge the mistake, look at it, examine it, and then move on. Move on. Life is too short to be stuck in the past, be stuck in something that you may have done or said. Um, it's too short. And what I always say, what I like saying, it is what it is. So we got to keep on moving, keep on going, you know? Um, because forgiveness is crucial. Forgiveness, it's, yeah, it's crucial, especially for yourself and for other people. And I still, you know what I like saying? And I still think it goes for ourselves too, because forgiveness is forgiveness. And what I like saying, especially when people have unforgiveness for somebody else, I like saying it's like you, me, like if I have unforgiveness for somebody else, it's like me drinking poison and expecting the other person to die. You take on that poison and then it becomes a slow death because you feel guilty, there's shame, there's regret. And as I said, and I think you said it ruminates in your mind. It ruminates in your mind. And I know that's what happens to me. I will repeat it and repeat it and repeat it and repeat it. Um, so we have to, in order, in order to experience any type of self-love, we must forgive ourselves.
I agree, Marcella. And if you don't forgive yourself, it's actually self-sabotage. Whose life is that anyway? Whose body is that? Whose heart? I mean, if you don't forgive yourself and or others as well, it actually inflicts you, makes you sick because of the rumination, the thinking, and all these things bring out negative neurochemicals that harm our body. And it's true. It's like when you don't forgive yourself or you don't forgive others, it's like letting somebody stay in your mind rent free, destroy yourself, eating up yourself, and don't allow it. And if for some reason you find yourself stuck or having a hard time forgiving others or forgiving yourself, um, don't worry because there's always hope. And there are ways that you can do to get yourself out of that space because sometimes it is hard for people, I understand, to get out of that space of hurt, that space of pain. It's the something that they keep inside because they don't know how else to feel. They don't know how else to be. So I guess, Marcella, we can give some ideas, thoughts on how somebody can get out of that unforgiveness state.
Before we go into that, it was something that you said. Um, Forgiveness is a choice. We have to choose to forgive ourselves. And one of the ways that you can forgive yourself is realize that everybody makes mistakes. Learn, look at it from different points of view, learn from your mistake so that you won't make that mistake again. And then perhaps reframe again. You know, a lot of things that we go through, it's in our subconscious mind. So when we talk about reframing it to something more positive, the more positive stuff you put in your brain, the more positive outputs you'll receive or you'll do. And so we're always talking about reframing. And one of the things you can do is one of the things that I suggest people do sometimes when they're and I've done this when it's something really serious that you're having a hard time forgiving yourself for is I there's three things that I have people do and it's called mirror work. And one one saying is you say your name. So I would say Marcella, I'm proud of you for, and then you name three things. You say it three times. Marcella, I'm proud of you for blah, blah, blah. I'm proud of Marcella, I'm proud of you for blah, blah, blah. Marcella, I'm proud of you for blah, blah, blah. The second thing is to say, Marcella, in the mirror, I forgive you for. And then you say that thing out loud and you look in your eyes, and I'm sure the tears is going to flow, but you say, I forgive you for this. And then the third thing that you say is, Marcella, I can count on you. I can count. You can, no, it's Marcella, you can count on me for whatever that thing is. And whew, it can be heart-wrenching. I have had clients who said that they had a hard time looking in the mirror eye to eye with themselves. I didn't have that problem, but I'll tell you this, that the tears flowed for a long time. Before, because it's a cleansing. When tears, it's a cleansing thing. So when you say that to yourself, it will begin to cleanse you. And so
That's
that's my
wonderful.
recommendation.
Yeah, that's beautiful, actually. It's getting inside yourself and accepting yourself, recognizing yourself that, there are mistakes, there are pains, there are hurts. And then that when you accept, you recognize, you accept, and then you forgive yourself. And you know what? With forgiveness, the byproduct of forgiveness is always hope. It gives you so much hope that when you forgive yourself, it is something that liberates you from a chain that you have yourself placed in, that you have put on yourself. And sometimes you think that you cannot get out of it. But when you really sit down and take stock and find out where it's coming from and then choose, again, it's a decision to choose to unlock the chain. And you have the key to that. Your self awareness is your key. The power is inside you. It is not easy, but once you do it, it is so liberating that you can really realize that it's a beautiful life. Gives you hope. Forgiveness gives hope.
That's beautiful. So, your homework, we got homework, is to think about the areas that you may not have forgiven yourself. And this is your challenge. for a week, 1 week, is to look in the mirror, eye to eye, and say, whatever your name is, I forgive you for. Now, in the comments, I will put down the 3 things that I talked about, but specifically, I want you to say what you forgive yourself for. And it is a cleansing. So I look forward, and I would love you to share, but if you don't want to share specifics, say, Marcella and Yvette, I did it, and and tell us how you feel. We know you're going to feel good about it, but tell us how you feel, okay? All right. So
Yep.
if you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe and share with your friends and hit that notification button. We're looking for some comments, so comment, and we just look forward to seeing you the next time.
Yep. So thank you again for listening to us. And if you want to change your life, if you want to change the narrative of your life, forgive yourself. Start there. And it's going to be a road not easy, but it's a road worth taking. So again, this is Yvette and
Marcella,
yep.
and we're SoulFuelSanctuary. Looking forward to the next time. And I'm looking forward to, hopefully by the time this episode hits, I'll have my book out, but we'll see. Okay. I'll let you know. All right. Take
Okay,
care. We love you.
bye. Watch
Bye
out
for
for the
now.
book. Bye for now.